Oftentimes, teachers and administrators are the first people to notice when a child is struggling in school and in need of intervention. Susan Melillo from Brain Balance is here to show us how Brain Balance is helping students succeed, along with Alan Hahn, headmaster for Iron Academy. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Susan, can you first explain to people who maybe haven't heard about Brain Balance your approach?
Sure. Brain Balance is an after-school program that works with children that are struggling maybe in academics or behavior or even in the way they interact with others. And it's neurologically based or brain-based, which means rather than dealing with individual symptoms, we address the root cause of why that child might be challenged in the first place.
And you're working with the brain to improve things, not necessarily just giving drugs to change anything.
Absolutely. It's completely non-invasive and there's nothing medical. Everything is about how the brain is normally supposed to develop.
Okay, Alan, can you talk about what brought you to Brain Balance?
Several of our young men had, all of our young men a little above average in their learning. They're all bright, but like everybody else, they have some areas that they need improvement in, and areas in which no school is well suited to help them. Brain Balance, however, is very well suited to that. In fact, we've seen improvements in 3 specific areas. One, obviously the academics, whether it be processing speed or executive functioning skills. But in another area, our honor code is very important to us at Iron Academy, and one of those key factors is how to be a gentleman. And they've helped our young men be better with their accountability and their dependability. But also physically, we do lots of physical activities, but Brain Balance has helped us incorporate more left brain, right brain activities that help them.
What types of things were you noticing in the young men that you thought, well, it might be a good idea to contact Brain Balance?
This was early in the interview process, and we saw some things that they needed a little bit of help with, such as how fast they were able to transfer information from board to paper, or sometimes how to interact correctly with their peers, all kinds of issues, but not bad things, but things that they need a little bit of help with.
And what kinds of changes have you seen in those students?
Wow, we've seen amazing changes in them. And you know, through the evaluation process, we were able to identify those areas that might be a little more struggle for them or how their brain was processing information differently. And then by building the program that they needed specifically to address those areas, we changed the output so that when they are interacting with their peers, they have more of that impulse and control that they need in certain situations, or just understanding when to stop, you know, and not to continue the joking or the kidding if somebody's not receiving that well.
Do you work with students or kids who have a specific diagnosis, or could it be a parent who says, I'm just not quite satisfied with how my child is behaving?
Yeah, they do not have to have a diagnosis for us to work with them. And you know, usually as a parent, we have a feeling, a gut feeling when something is not quite right. And so that's the time maybe to pick up the phone and call us and just come in for the evaluation itself, because that's going to tell us if there's something more going on.
Well, it's so great to hear about the improvements with your students, and thank you both so much for being here to tell us about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you are looking for a non-medicated form of help, check out the Brain Balance Centers. There are 2 locations in the area, Wake Forest and Cary. Visit brainbalancecenters.com.